Like Naruto, we've been trying to find the most perfect and easy to make ramen, and we might just have found it. But first, this is your Geek Fix. The reason why I'm wearing this shirt is because, like that individual, we have a life goal of trying to find the most perfect and easy to make ramen. And as you might know, ramen comes in a lot of different forms. You can get everything from cup form to the packet form. You can get it in hot and spicy, or even in a sweet. You can get it in almost any flavor. But it's not usually what you would see inside of a ramen shop or a ramen restaurant in Japan. The brand that we're using today is actually by Sam's Choice, and they make two types that I know of, chicken and a beef, and they are very different in their flavors. Today we're going to be making the chicken flavor. Now, where this differs from a lot of the packets is that it actually has real chicken in it. It has all the vegetables in it. What it looks like on the picture, though, is very different than how it turns out. So I'm also going to show you some of the tweaks that I would do to try and make it a little bit more authentic. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to chop some vegetables. I'm going to get some onion. I have a yellow onion that I bought, and I also have this egg. I also have this egg that is hard-boiled that I'm going to slice up into it. So those are the two things I want to add, but there's a lot of other things you could do. You'll notice that on the front we have a big piece of bok choy, and that is not what the bok choy in here looks like. It's actually diced up. So let's go over to the table to cut it. And so I've got my cutting board. Oops, there we go. Got my cutting board, and I'll need a knife for my onion. I actually also rinse off my onion before I use it. It's nothing too significant. The only reason why I do it is that way when I'm cutting from the outside toward the inside, I'm not dragging in anything that I don't want. I'm going to start off just on the sides, here and here. And then I'm going to slice it really quickly across here. And then I'm going to peel it. Just that hour, layered, just like that. Now I'm going to be cutting quarter or half-inch to quarter-inch to half-inch slices, just like that. And I'll show you a little bit later on what I will do with those. Now we'll go ahead and start cooking our elements. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I think about a medium heat should be adequate. And I also want it covered. That should fit about perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my packet at this point. And on the inside, we have a few things. This right here is my sauce mix. I've actually had this out for a few minutes. But they will tell you if it isn't defrosted like mine was, then what you have to do is get a bowl or a pan, fill it with some hot water, and sit it in it just for a little while, just so that it can defrost. But since it's ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and start warming this up. Here, I'm using my teeth because I don't have scissors. I could use a knife, I guess. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I'm adding 2.5 cups of water. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken to that. It's pre-cooked, so you can't go too wrong. going to just take off the top and add those. Alright. So I'm going to let that come to a boil, while next I'm going to make some 1 minute rice. This is a rice cup right here. Literally it takes 1 minute. You just peel off the top, like so. And then we pop it into the microwave, like so. And then we cook it for probably, as you guessed, 1 minute. And so now I'm going to go back to checking my soup, which, as I can see, is boiling at this point. And I'm going to take the last part, which is these ramen rolls, and we're going to just lay them on around it like so. Just going to put it on around the edges like so, and then we'll put the top back on. Now what we're going to do is find a bowl. In this case, I don't think I have any bowls that are in the hotel that are large enough, so I'm actually going to grab this bowl that I brought with me that I used to measure my water earlier, and I'll plan on putting everything into that. Now, one thing that I'm going to also need is my onions and my eggs. I'm going to put those over here. Oops. Things are looking pretty good here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach into the center of each of these noodles, and I'm going to just stir it until they kind of become unraveled inside that soup. And it's looking pretty good. What I'm also going to do is I want to take my onions now, and I'm going to go ahead and dismantle those a little bit. I'm going to take out the... Alright, so my rice just finished, but at the same time, don't take the rice out yet. Just let it kind of cool down a little bit before you go touching it or pulling it out. So like I said, I'm going to dismantle my onions a little bit. I'm just going to take out sections and throw them on top and let that cook down and soften a little bit with the soup. And so, now I'm going to go ahead and put that cover on. Actually, I'm going to give it one more stir. Every time I've eaten ramen at a ramen place, this is how they'll have the onions. It's really thick. Really thick cut. Okay, so now I have my rice. And what I'm going to be doing with that rice, while I continue to let this cook, is I'm going to put it into this bowl right here in the very center. So I'm taking this out, just using the lid. I'm not going to touch the bottom of it because it is hot. And I'm just going to dump that straight into here. Just like that. So now I've got this little body of rice that's in the center. And now I'm ready to add my soup. So take my top off here. Go ahead and turn off my heat. And give it one last stir. Make sure I've got all the vegetables also up where I can grab them. And I'm going to slowly pour that into here, just like this. So that now I've got all my broth in there. And now I'm going to slowly bring my vegetables and my noodles in. Now this is enough for 2 people. I wasn't planning on eating the whole thing, so I just want enough with enough of the goodies in it that there you go. We'll save the rest for someone else. And then I'm going to take some of my egg that we have here, and I'm going to layer those. This other side. Oops, one of my eggs came apart. There we go. And just like that, I'm all done. Typically, what you would do is take a little bit of soy sauce or some wasabi or some ginger, and you can put a little bit of that also squirted on top of that rice. And that's the only place that I need to put it. And then when I go to eat it, it's still pretty hot, but it's still pretty hot, but it's really good. It definitely has more of an authentic taste to it, or at least it tastes more like the ramen houses and restaurants that you could go to. I think the onions and the egg really kind of help it along. So this was a pretty short and simple episode, but definitely something I was able to make on the road. I think very easily I could have done this in the microwave, but again, what you're talking about is just allowing everything to first defrost and then warming it up very slowly. Even the rice, I of course cooked that in the microwave. So I think this is actually a microwavable meal as well, even though it doesn't have those directions on the back. So if you like this episode, please subscribe, like, make comments below. Let us know if you tried this or if there's another brand out there that you like even better.